Alrighty, so I'm gonna let someone else do the recap today. Normally, I have like a paragraph kind of thought up, but
I got it.
we know.
I got it.
Layla has
I
an
got
uncle.
Alright.
You've got it.
I got it. All right. So
You got it. An
He
uncle.
is not the father.
yeah. So
Yeah.
to start, we were in an underground place, and Orion was there, and there was also this leech, and Lou was like, "Ew, kill it!" And so Layla killed it, and then Lou got mad, and then we got Orion out, and then what? What do you mean, huh?
The indignant
He didn't
squeak.
He didn't get mad at you for killing it. He got mad at you for potentially
around with
releasing it in playing with it.
Well, I did not play with it. I killed it immediately. Anyway, so we get Orion out, and then Lou and Layla were like, "You're a really trashy father." And Orion was like, "You know what? I'm not going to take this. I need to make a call." And then Orion 2 shows up, and Orion 1 punches him in the face. And it turns out Orion 1 was the uncle all along, and Orion 2 is the absentee father who's a drunk and also roofied Lou in the bathroom.
Yep.
He didn't roofie him.
He gave him a weird mint.
Yeah.
What do you think? How was the recap?
That was pretty decent.
Nice.
And now we're heading to the desecrated acres
With
Yes.
3 bards.
with 3 bars.
3 bards, 1 cleric, 3 fighters.
I find it concerning that a judge was both drugging people and abandoning children.
Who? The judge?
Wasn't he one of the judges?
No, he was not.
Okay.
Well, to start off the episode, question number 1 will be: does anyone remember what the judges were?
Ooh, they were weird and cloaked.
Yeah, which is why I thought
Well,
he was
yeah.
a judge, because he was there.
The judges were there were different representatives of different areas. There were
Correct.
different classes.
Oh,
Does
yeah.
anyone remember any of the designations?
No.
There had to be
You
one
may-
for law, right? Like
We'll do-
specifically
we'll do-
law.
We'll do 50%. If you can accurately describe what 3 of their professions or reasonings were
Oh
for
my
being there.
gosh.
Life,
Justice.
liberty, and
Um,
Truth. The American way.
Okay,
Oh
let me
my
think. Let me
God.
think.
cheeseburger.
One was there for the tradesmen. One was there for foreign diplomacy. One was there for internal affairs.
I will give you 2, but your first 2 answers were basically one in the same.
Okay. So third one is for musicians specifically.
Please
Or-
define.
Like
This is
like the
this is
music
the Family Feud genre.
district.
We need a more specific answer.
Okay.
I want to play Family Feud. D&D.
Like the music district people, the performers.
The red light district, if you would.
The red light.
I'm gonna say that one is incorrect.
Okay. Was there one there for
I'll give you one more guess before you say anything. Just so
okay.
like, no,
Yeah.
You get one
yeah,
more
yeah,
guess
yeah.
before he tells
so
you
you know what's on
no.
the table.
Oh. One for the police.
So anyway, the
Yeah.
out of the 6, which if given a better mental better brain currently and time to reflect, from the ones I remember, there was one there that was indeed for external affairs, how it would affect their appearance to the outside world. There was one there for the law system of this continent. There was a world famous bard on the and he was basically there to interpret the information given by Orion and figure out if it was more of an illustration or like a creative flair, or if it was truth in like how it was conveyed in music without giving away secrets. There was indeed a person there for like war and such. There were a couple others I can't recall, but yeah. Good guesses though.
You get
I did
half an
my best.
inspiration.
Yeah,
I should have said military instead of
correct. Yeah,
police.
that would have gotten you. And yeah, your first two guesses were one and the same because you said one for like trade and one for external stuff, and I was like,
Yeah.
same dude. Okay, sounds good. Anyone want to make an out-of-pocket guess about what was going on with the door underneath?
Door underneath.
Door?
Oh,
Yeah,
with the leech.
big old demon door. that was
Oh. Yeah, I think you were gonna kill us with it.
with the door. Yep.
Yeah,
No,
you
none of the
dropped the
enemies in
door
that
on us.
room. Only the door.
I think it was a door to Avernus, and that's where the leech came from. And they were like, "Huh, that's a cool leech. We should like kill someone and see what happens." And that's where Spider-Man's wife went.
Okay, I'll have to remember.
I think the
what
paladin was the
this is.
Spider-Man's wife.
Well, I'm still not wrong.
Yeah. I think they drove the paladin insane with the leech.
Yeah, I think Lou could have been driven insane by a leech, even if it was in the jar.
I don't think that. My Lou theory currently is that the judicial system did that to him. The mages who have the power to delete memories.
No. I just mean if Lou was like in a prison cell and someone put a leech right outside, I think he'd be driven mad within days.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
you're right.
It's unique because Sarah, you low key like made a story that is like parallel kind of to what I was going for. while also still- Locations and connections incorrect, but very, very well storytelling for that situation.
Thank you. I totally guessed.
Yep, no worries.
Do we get to know what was going on?
If you ever find out in game, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Like I said, and I've said this before, I'll just re-say it. I'm not gonna confirm nor deny anything during these questionnaires. It's just to get you thinking because they may or may not come up again. So I can't just be like, oh yes, and this was the major plot point for that, and then later on actually like give away things that you wouldn't have known.
Carbo, write that down. Write that down.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll just get started then. Yeah. So as I said before we started streaming, just to give you guys a preface, this will be more of a catch-up stream kind of deal because you guys have a lot of traveling to do. It's going to take you approximately a week since you are crossing the entirety of the continent.
As a team.
Yes.
As a family.
Well, let's not
And-
paste.
And of course, that is if you guys don't go like, oh, I'd rather go here while we're traveling across the world because this looks cool, which is entirely possible. But yeah, the world is your oyster. I basically, with the current mindset, think you guys are crossing, but like I said, there's still going to be plot points or things if you want to go somewhere and investigate things.
I mean,
It's kind of free form. You guys have like a secondary objective, kind of, unless that's like the primary objective, which is perfectly fine. But
we have a secondary objective?
I have two questions.
yes.
One, I forgot one of them.
Okay.
Wait, yeah. Why, Carbo? You're the reason, or we're going to Lou's hometown, right?
Well, we're going to Desecrated Acres where Lou did his training. His hometown is to the left of that.
Okay. Weatherport, Weather Mountport.
Weather Mountport.
Yes.
Yeah.
Every time
No.
someone calls it Weatherport, I'm gonna make them take like a D8 of damage.
Oh no, no.
I was reading it last week. I think Callie called it Weatherport Mount Weathermount, and I thought it was funny.
Weatherport, Mount Weatherport.
I thought it was really funny.
Listen, it confuses me because it's by the ocean, but it's Weather Mount. But there
Yeah.
not a mountain.
Yes, you could theoretically call it Port Weathermount, and I would be less upset.
Okay, Port,
Because it
Port
is a
Weather Mount.
port town, but it is not
Yeah.
Weatherport.
It's you see, Weathermount is actually from its founder, Charles Weathermount.
Something like that.
From-
Probably.
Yeah.
My second question is while we're on this travels, I would love to ask Arias what exactly Leon said to get him there so quickly in his message.
He lets you know that he was informed that he was being incarcerated for a misdeed that Arise himself did. Was the performance. He also tells you that he did not expect anyone to really know and report it back. But then again, he was inebriated during his performance, and that is kind of what spun all this up.
So
Well,
Leon wasn't there during that performance. Was that after they
He was
split?
not. Yes. So, and this was kind of hinted at during the trial where Leon was like, "No, I cannot forget this place." He has never left the continent.
Oh, so he would have forgotten everything.
Yes.
Oh
So-
my gosh.
So Arias made the decision to leave and start his life elsewhere.
king stuff.
Leon was still here Arias performed in a place he thought, oh, well, the Kelvindary will never hear about this. Gave away secrets. Someone was indeed following him or something, which gave away the information. And when it was reported back, knowing and Orion Himmel on the continent, they took him.
Oh, that's so messed up.
Okay,
Yes. So that is why he had to kind of rush over here because it was 100% his fault and his brother was in danger because of it.
and when we did break him out of prison, because that was super fun and we did that.
Mhm.
And then we started ragging on him because we thought he was a terrible father.
Mhm.
And then he was like, hey, bro, you need to get over here right now. What did he say instead of, hey, bro, you need to get over here right now?
I know there was something you wanted in the message that I have forgotten personally.
It was.
Leon basically told Orias that he did not want to continue lying and that since you were his child, he needed to handle the situation. Because he would have done it differently. He would have told the truth, but he didn't want to do that because it was not his kid to tell the truth to.
Yeah. I think, yeah, I'm a Leon fan.
So you guys are starting to kind of see the difference of the duality, so to speak.
Yeah.
Which, granted, it's not going to be like one speaks truths, one tells lies.
That's what it sounded like.
They're not polar
Leon's
opposites,
like-
but they do both have their own personalities.
Leon's like, one of us only tells the truth and the other only lies. It was one time, Leon.
To be
One
fair,
of us always tells the truth. The other one gets drunk and tells too much of the truth, and then I get frustrated for it.
Oh, good
Ah,
times.
yeah.
They're so close as siblings.
Yeah.
well,
All
until
right.
led the country or continent even.
Well, Lou's kind of big on. I mean, was there a reason we needed to be in Treville? Trevel?
Nothing directly, no.
Docking
Okay.
episode.
It has its own secrets, shops, and things going on. but there's nothing necessarily drawing you to that location currently.
Its own shops.
I think for now.
Unless you
Layla.
want to investigate one of the other monuments. I think Ronaine would kind of give this, but it's going to be Ronaine. Ronane's my voice here because this is something
Yeah.
you guys would eventually find out. Trevel is where one of the God Kings live. Of course, Brimson is where the fiery one you suspect lives. The one that was going to find you in Neverwinter. Martrius, which is the third of the air quote good ones, is missing in action. No one knows where he is. And the three that are considered more evil, their locations are necessarily not known. It seemed that there were three that were very prideful about their location and their status and kind of facilitated order, while the other three went to do whatever they do now.
Interesting. Martrius guy kind of freaks me out, but you know, as long as he hasn't caused us any trouble. Maybe he's dead. Who knows? If we're lucky.
Yeah, no one knows where Martrius went. He was with. Let me remember his name by pulling up Doc. He was also in Trevel with. Sorry. I said his name before. I just can't remember what it is off the top of my head because headache. God, I can't even. It's a Google Drive. What am I
Yeah,
on?
yeah.
Why am I not signed in? I'm using Google, which I'm signed into my Google. And it's like, do you want to sign into Google Doc? Of course I do. I'm using Google. You already have my information. While Google poops itself, go ahead and are you okay, there we go. I think. Am I cutting it out on your guys' end whatsoever?
No, you're not.
Oh, okay. Just making sure because my computer is having a grand old time loading Drive.
Okay, well, I accidentally stepped on the cat's tail.
Right, so Udemus and
Udemus.
Martrius were in Trevel. Trivel, whatever. Trivel. Martrius is missing in action. Udemus is still residing there. Althea, which is the one that you guys assume killed the crab, is currently, from your knowledge, not on the continent. And then there is Havoc, Grievance, and Nebula, who are the ones that are considered evil that are unknown. It's crazy to look at this doc and realize I made this over 3 years ago.
Oh gosh. Okay, and these how
I've been on this campaign for a while.
how long has Udmus been missing?
So Udemus is
Or,
not
no,
missing,
no,
he's in trouble.
Martrius.
Martrius, I would say, grand scheme of things, probably closer to 5 years.
Okay, so kind of recently.
Yes, kind of recently. But there's time has
Yeah.
passed and they have kind of healed.
And how long have they been ruling this continent?
As long as the history of this continent has existed.
Okay, so like a pretty long time.
Yes.
Like Lou's mother's mother would probably all be used to this.
Yeah. I mean, grand scheme of things, if you ran into someone that was like 200 years old, they would most likely be like, I remember being born here.
Yeah. Oh, you know how Lou's 200-year-old mother-in-law.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly.
Um,
Do not speak about the sacred texts, for I was there when it was written. Kind of deal. So, and I guess that would be a good thing about this session too, is if there's any outstanding questions, since we are kind of moving between arcs, kind of. Now would be a good time to ask, because I will freely give information through the mouth of Ronane.
Yeah. Lou loves the mouth of Renee.
Ronan, where do we go after we die?
That is not something
Ronane,
he would be able to
what
answer.
does that mouth do?
Oh no.
Oh my god.
You're not helping the allegations, Lou.
It's an
Bites off
innocent
ears.
question. You see, that's perfectly. That's a great answer.
Yeah, that mouth, bite off ears. Where you die is dependent, I guess, on your religion. He doesn't seem to be very religious, so it's more like a I don't know. Just ask.
Draw it on the other side to cut out.
I
I'm
agree.
sorry, I was sent out. I was sent out into the cold to get a marker for them.
Mm.
Anyways, yeah, I wonder why Ronan isn't very religious. He's in a country where all the gods are kind of dictators.
Correct. One thing he will say is the other more canonical D&D gods do exist. It's just they're not necessarily worshipped
Okay.
everywhere. They're known
Yeah.
of, and like the typical rules will apply where there are two main, I guess, theologies would be the best way to put it. And then there are, of course, like the banished gods and those that like you're not supposed to worship, but people still do, and all that stuff. So that stuff will still apply. It's not like I'm rewriting the entire religious scene of D&D.
Yeah. These are the local gods.
Yeah. These are the local gods that are very, very prideful about what they do.
These are your mom and pop gods.
Yeah, and even if and even if the other three are not showboatful and their locations are unknown, the uniquely enough, the three good ones have still put their name into the texts for a reason that's unknown, but it's more like these are the people who you might run into that run this place.
Yeah. Like Jerry, the landlord, he doesn't show up that much, but if he does show up, he does want rent.
Yeah, and it's kind of like for reference, like in Baldur's Gate, when you're like walking through and like clearly you run into like people who worship Saloon and those that worship like the Night Shar and all that stuff, but everyone's like, yeah, and Bane Ball and I forget the third one. They suck. They're banished. Like it's one of those situations.
Yeah. So I think Lou's probably wanting to just head to the Desecrated Acres and get, for once in the past few months for him, I guess, a sense of his bearings.
We're gonna get a sense of your bearings by crossing the entire continent.
Yeah.
Great.
He'd like to see these people. He'd really like to see these people that he does not remember at all.
I like to be caught up in awkward conversations where people know me, but I don't know them. Imagine that. You know you've met someone. They remember you clearly, and you're just awkward nodding along thinking, oof, I wish I remembered your name.
Pretty much, yeah.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, sorry. My computer was crashing kind of. I think it still is. I don't know what's going on with it.
When the DM has a blue screen.
Maybe.
Oh. Homeward bound. Do.
We may or may not lose Zach. We'll find out when my game crashes.
Yeah.
Man, I am in and out. I am so sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
Gonna have to keep this open on my end so I can consistently hear y'all. Okay, sounds good. So if that case, depending on the route you guys take, which I'm assuming it's kind of a beeline, like the avoiding the deserted wilds, the floating monolith, or not monolith, but trees
Floating-
and earth,
floating
Tradeville and everything
trees?
else. Yeah, that big thing on the map that has like a floating mountain and trees and such.
Yo,
Oh yeah.
we're just gonna beeline past that.
Yeah. That's
It's normal.
nothing. That's a tourist trap.
Yeah, we've killed a dragon. We've evaded a blowy up goddess. We've teleported half a world away, and now we're
Oh.
gonna question floating rocks. Yeah.
I haven't seen a floating rock before. It looks really cool.
Let me show you
Well,
a floating
take
rock.
a
I pick up a rock
snapshot.
and I just chuck it at Lou.
Ow, woof.
Well, yeah, I guess that was pretty cool.
All right.
When you
Going.
hit with the rocks, you remember. It's kind of
Oh.
weird.
There he went for a moment.
Yeah.
That's the
Oh,
funniest
sorry
thing.
about
Like,
that.
you remember cuts out.
Yeah, that's exactly
Sorry.
what Lou remembers.
Zach, are you
Yeah,
visiting
yeah.
Maladin's nightmare realm? Are you going into the in between?
I have no earthly idea what's going on. Yeah, when you're hit with a rock, you remember orcs have tusks, which is kind of weird. But moving forward,
Yeah.
I
Huh.
I give him more amnesia. Great.
No.
It knocked it back into place, actually.
It's like that episode of SpongeBob where like Patrick's brain finally starts to work.
Oh yeah.
brain coral. What was I gonna say? Do you guys want to just beeline it for the Desecrated Acres, or do you guys like want potential for like a event or something to occur?
I want it to be known that every single place that we go past, Layla's like, "Oh, I wonder what's there."
That's a little fun. That's kind of hilarious.
Yeah.
Lou's just like, nope. We will do the tourism thing later.
Sure. So I guess that's a good point. As you guys travel through, and this is mainly through Layla's eyes, I guess, for her to bring up as you guys travel, you notice the floating mountain area. You notice a bunch of horses that seem to travel from the east and west on a pretty regular basis, in different herds. And then head off into like the northern. You can barely see it, but like the northern tree line above Tribble. You see Tribble. You see the camp outside of Tribble, which I believe last time you guys approached the gates. Did you guys approach the gates? I'm pretty sure you did, because the dude was
think
like,
so.
"Sorry, you can't go in there."
I think we did.
Okay.
Maybe.
That's a camp for the people who don't make it in, so they can set up. You don't know much about it, just like a dude decided to make a town beside a town kind of deal. You see the salt shell territories, which seems to have a bunch of huts and different hay buildings, and situations like that, along with a bunch of very large turtle people.
What? What is a turtle people?
They're called tortles.
I got to play with the turtle once.
Mhm.
I need to look at how they look again.
It's like that Kung Fu Master turtle
It's
tortoise
Oogway.
from it's
Oh
Oogway, yeah.
Yeah,
They're
that's
just Oogway.
The one way, so this might be old of me, right? The way I've always pictured turtles in my head is the turtle dude from Over the Hedge,
Oh my gosh, yeah.
but like human sized and shaped.
Oh yes,
maybe a little
exactly. Yeah, Lou's just like they're just the turtles, Layla. It's nothing to fuss over.
They're so cool.
I guess so, yeah.
Eerily, as you guys kind of pass by that as well, looking over the water, you don't see any boat travel or anything like that, which is kind of unique. Being on the coast of Neverwinter, you notice, boats heading back and forth, ships heading back and forth, and doing uh, stereotypical like traveling merchant stuff. The coast is completely clear. Um, but you do see like a vast amount of animals, fish, and everything else. Layla, roll me an insight check. maybe?
Gladly.
We'll just go ahead and do that.
18.
And 18. Do you remember that session we had that conversation we had in game that wasn't in game because then we figured out you couldn't do it about that unique looking fish in a conversation you were having with it?
That is.
I feel like you're gaslighting me.
That feels like such
I'm
an
not.
abstract way of saying, remember this happening?
I mean,
feel
kind of,
like
yeah.
you're gaslighting me.
You guys saw, well, I guess Layla did. You saw a weird fish and you wanted to go talk to it using Speak with Animals, but then we were like, oh, wait a minute. I don't have fly, so I can't.
I feel like that's a thing that has happened before, yeah. But now
Okay.
I can fly.
Ever since that, you get the weird feeling that certain fish, which is a similar scenario that don't necessarily belong in these waters, are not only there, but they're staring at you, but you don't quite understand it. It could just be paranoia.
Look, I believe in paranoia because I believe in the paranormal because of that ghost I saw, and I'm telling Lou about the fish staring.
Layla, I don't think the fish are staring at you.
Lou, okay, I know you think I'm wrong a lot, but I need you to like take a good long look at the things we've been through and tell me how often I've actually been wrong.
He's gonna give it a good think.
Lou, you may make a survival check.
I would love to make a survival.
Or
Does
nature
Lou
check.
make survival? Does Lou remember anything in his childhood? That's a 6. Does Lou remember anything in his childhood?
There's
weird
just
fish.
you don't remember anything about weird fish. And speaking of which, you don't see any uniquely weird fish. It seems that Lou does not know a lot about the different habitats that fish reside in. So you just see like a bunch of fish just swimming around. Nothing in particular that's like crazy or weird.
Listen, Layla, I might only remember 15 years of it, but I've lived here for 24 years. I think I'd know if the fish were weird.
Hey, Leon, how long have you lived here?
All my life?
Yeah, aren't these fish kind of weird?
Layla going to have everyone do a check.
No, I'm still mad at Arias, and you don't know what a fish is.
You know what? Fair,
He
actually.
sure knows what toad
I know what a
things
shark
are,
is.
He looks at you and he says, no, I think they bubble around eating shit water all the time.
Yeah, shit water.
Well,
Well, I mean, it's
Romaine?
really like, have you ever really like thought about it? Like, the ocean, like nothing cleans it, so they just poop and then they swim through the poop, and then some eat the algae from the poop, some eat the poop.
You know, Leon, I grew up on a port town, and I like fish, so I like to eat. So maybe let's stop talking about that.
All
Well,
I'm
I mean, some in
saying,
the creek or rivers are kind of cleanlier, but like when you think about it, they're just
all I'm
swimming
saying is
in
he's no longer invited to the beach episode. That's
He's not invited to the beach
giant
episode.
tail of
He is
moss
a
and
counter.
poop. I'm just saying. Ever think about like? Sorry,
All
this might be
right.
my creative design part of my brain. I did write all of our songs, but like they really just swim around, and what happens to the corpse of a fish when it goes through an area? Like they just
gets eaten
die
by-
and then they float to the top and then things eat them. Like
I like to think when he says, I mean, I wrote all of our songs, I like to imagine Orias being like, hold on now. And then another argument ensues.
More
Uh,
punching.
It might you might hear him under his breath be like, "Yeah, because all mine were apparently garbage," but like nothing insane happens between the two of them.
Just writes one song and they end up in prison.
But yeah, you kind of hear the creative direction of Leon as he talks about the cleanliness of the ocean along with like the natural cycle just kind of being unique. And it is a little bit morbid that you think about it. Very unique take on the ocean itself.
Layla,
Okay,
we should have kept the
Mhm.
collar on him.
I still have it. And hey, be that as it may,
God.
be that as it may, those are still weird fish, and they're still staring at me. And if no one believes me, I'm gonna go
Alright.
start talking.
Let's, Layla, let's maybe just leave the fish
If
alone.
no one believes me, I'm gonna talk to him.
Sure, Layla, I believe you that the fish are weird and they're looking at you funny.
You're lying.
Go talk to the fish, Layla.
So you don't believe me?
Just go.
I'm
Alternatively,
going to talk to the fish.
why would us believing you stop you from talking to them?
It would just make me feel better, Maladin.
Okay, well, first
I
of all, what
don't
are you
believe they're
saying
staring
to
at
the
you.
fish?
Okay, I'm going to talk to the fish.
Okay, what are you saying to the fish?
I'm gonna ask them
Just keep
why-
swimming. Just keep
why they staring.
swimming.
And I'm casting Speak with Animals, by the way. I'm assuming it's been a new dawn.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
You would not mind making me, I think it's a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Do
And I'm
17.
just double checking to make sure it's wisdom.
Wait, actually, have we gotten a long rest since last session?
No.
I thought we
That's-
had.
I mean, you're traveling for 7 days, so yeah.
Okay.
Do it individually. Okay. As you approach the fish, and I am so sorry. What did you ask it?
Hey, why are you staring at me?
Okay. You don't get an answer, but as this fish that, like the other one that you saw, does not belong in this water. It seems to be kind of suffering at the current level it is. It looks like it belongs deeper within the ocean. You can't help but in your head feel almost what the best way to do it is like a mental probe. You feel the neurons in your brain trying to fire in a way that you normally do if you're like trying to project an emotion or subtly inform the area of how you're feeling or what you're thinking about. But it doesn't necessarily seem to go through. And in common, all of you can hear it that are nearby. The fish, as it's kind of gasping for breath at this distance, it seems it's used to less oxygen within its gills. It goes, different. Call for help.
Holy shit.
I'm gonna look back at Ronaine.
I'm
looks
also
at you and he's
looking at
like,
Renee.
I didn't say anything.
Yeah, but you're the most different one here, so do you know what it's talking about?
Nope.
I'm gonna look at Maladin.
Yeah, I like how Ronaine's the most different one here.
Well, he
Yeah.
doesn't try to fit in.
Renee, the normal man.
No, I hope you know, I imagine him as like a full 2010 scene goth kid. In my head, he has those chunky, spiky arm
Oh
bracelets.
my gosh.
Malady, would you mind making me a wisdom saving throw?
Sure. Just go ahead and pull the sheet up and wisdom. With 0. That's a 7. I thought it was a nat 1.
Forget, do you get anything against? Need to
I
look
have-
at your Githyanki
I have
trait.
psychic resistance.
Okay, that's not exactly applicable. Yeah, your head explodes, but you only take half it now.
I have half a head.
Yeah, exactly. The fish looks at you, which is weird yet again, because fish don't really look in the same direction with their eyes. They just kind of use it to scan the area. But looks at you and says, "Think of the ones you left behind."
I'm going to stare at the fish and just, all right, time to move on.
Hey, no, you guys didn't believe me. We're not leaving the weird fish creatures till I get answers.
Mr. Fish,
Dang, Blue, ask it.
why do you need help?
I'm not doing the voice again.
Yeah.
I don't know how easy it is for you guys to hear either. Hopefully it's crisp because I have
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
It looks at you and it says, "He calls to us all. They wish to take his sacred relic."
Well, that's
Who is
informative.
he?
You see the fish kind of, with a last gasp of air, begin to kind of float with one side showing on the water before eventually its gills and fins stop moving.
Huh.
Hey, wait a second.
Well, we've got dinner, gang.
Deep water fish, absolutely wonderful.
The bell.
Does Speak with Dead work on fish?
Oh my gosh. Speak with a dead animal.
When you try
Good
to leave a
God, what a
conversation and get
question.
dragged back in. It's like, all right, I gotta go. It's like, hold on. Let me ask you another question.
Forgot that Layla had Speak with the Dead.
Well, I thought Arias might be dead.
Answer
He
questions
wasn't.
shows the court must have a mouth if the spell fails if the deceased creature was undead when it died. The spell also fails if the corpse was the target of the spell within the past 10 days. What? Oh, I see. It doesn't say anything about having to be a human.
Yo. Speak with dead fish.
All right.
Speak with tuna salad.
All right, boys. Why are there? We need more girls. Anyway, what questions do we ask this fish?
Who is the he it spoke of?
It's probably definitely a god or a demon.
I'd like to know which one.
Is it
And-
concentration?
No,
Okay.
I mean it doesn't look like it.
Okay.
We need to know who who's trying to steal the relic, and we need to know what the relic is.
When the fish wants to go out on like an ambiguous note, and we're like, no, explain. Don't do this prophecy type crap. Give us the answer.
It's Shrek 3, where it's like, his name is...
Yeah.
It's like, yes.
True.
No. You said his name was. We need to know.
Yeah.
And then you can arrest.
Yeah.
And then we can
Okay.
eat you.
We're not eating the poop fish.
You're
No,
agreeing with
don't
your
call
uncle
it
now?
that.
I think he has a point.
Yeah, we're gonna call him your grunkle, your gross
I
uncle.
mean, truthfully, and then the ones at the bottom of the lake are
I
the
will
worst.
hit you.
Why?
He's right.
I
Why
think
are
you
you
need to
booing
be more
Conrad?
open-minded.
I think you need to stop talking about fish poop.
I think we need less
Anyway,
I
so about
think
the
you
dead
need to
fish.
quit bringing up fish poop. Thank you very much.
I'm starting to see why
See,
they arrested you.
he said thank you.
I'm
Now.
eyeing the collar again.
So, what are we asking the dead fish? The dead prophecy fish. We didn't ask it its name. I think that's important to
No,
get.
we do not need its name. We don't
We're
need its
gonna
name.
ask its
It's a
name.
fish. No,
Going-
no. We have too many important questions to ask.
You don't even have the spell. I'm asking the name.
Is that your first question to it?
No, I've not cast the
Okay.
spell yet. We only have 10.
Okay.
I have to not be dumb.
Sounds good. Please, yeah, just please let me know when you have casted it.
Yes,
Uh.
of course. I have a pencil. Name. Okay.
Oh my god.
Layla pulls out sticky notes from her bag. What else do we need to know?
We need to know who the he they're talking about is.
Who is he? All right.
Who-
What's the relic?
Yeah, we need to know the relic. We need to know who's trying
Mm-hmm.
to take the relic and where the relic is.
Who take? Where? I'm also kind of curious on how the fish got here.
Sure, Layla.
All right. Any other questions for the dead prophecy fish?
No.
Any of the rest of you?
No.
Oh,
I'm going to
Maladin,
go with a
that's-
resounding no.
That's what a fish is. Most of them don't look like that. Most of them don't talk.
Most of them taste great.
That's also true, but I'm kind of grossed out by fish right now. All right, you three, I'm pointing towards the twins and Ronaine, and Pugmat, 4. What have you got? Prophecy fish, go.
I think Maladin wants to know what happens when we die.
Okay, I don't care what Maladin wants. Anything else?
No.
Oh, wait, no, the fish is dead. I can ask it. What?
What did you just see?
Oh my gosh.
Dead.
Was there a light
What?
at the end of the river?
This feels important to know, Lou.
Sure. Hey, Ronaine, why don't you ask it about taxes while we're here?
I don't think Ronaine knows Speak with Dead.
Right, I don't. What are taxes?
Not really what I was getting at. It's a
No, well, I get
it's a sword code.
I don't know
Never
either, dog. I'm
Never
confused
yeah,
as well.
yeah. Like Ronaine, we have taxes, even if you've never paid them.
we have killed people over that. Yes,
Yeah, we are literally killing people over the taxation thing.
that's fair. That's fair.
Okay, so I will cast Speak with Dead Prophecy Fish.
Okay.
Starting off strong with hi. Sorry about that. What's your name?
You do not get a response, but you get the feeling that this fish does not have a name,
Okay, that's
or
fine.
does not know of names.
I'm gonna call you River because you're a fish. Yeah, the he you were talking about. Who is that?
Everyone else hears as it puckers its lips back and forth, but yeah, you don't understand it. Layla, since Speak with Dead is not concentration and you have Speak with Animals up, you hear it say, unknown, but he calls to us all.
Okay, I'm gonna look back at the party to like. You know what? No, I'm just gonna steamroll ahead. Yeah, what was the relic?
It says unknown, but it calls to us all.
Okay. Who took it and where?
It says he lies below within strange rock and stone.
Strange rock And stone.
Layla writing it.
Yeah. How are you here, by the way? Like it's really you don't seem no why are you here?
I like to think Layla
Question
doesn't have a
4
notebook
or
to write
5?
it in, and is
One,
instead just
two,
writing it
three.
on her palm.
It's 5.
Technically question 5, although if who took it and where counts as one question.
Okay, I counted as where because he was answered prior.
Okay.
It looks at you. And is this question 4 or 5? I'm so sorry.
Five.
This is question
Okay.
5.
It looks at you and it says, "I swam," and then you watch it go back to being lifeless.
Okay. Well, glad we got that squared up. Okay, I'm good with the whole prophecy fish thing now. We can keep going.
Oh, all right. That, all right. Lou's just gonna walk. He's just walking. He's
Okay.
just going.
Lou did not get a word of that, just saw a bunch of blubbering and Layla's ready to go.
Yeah, he's like, he's done with this. Looks like a diseased fish. He's not gonna try to eat it.
So you guys head to what is now the bridge. And as you approach, you see a few knights that are standing guard. They're not standing guard at the beginning, they're standing halfway across the bridge. So they seem to have a post, a table, and what looks like a wooden box with like a slit in it. If you guys wouldn't mind, I'll make it an active perception check just to make it easier.
Ooh, Ronaine, how'd you get past these guys?
Let's go.
16.
Very nice. You see that there are caravans ahead of you on this bridge. This seems to be the main mode in and out. And you see they are collecting gold for those who travel across the bridge.
Hey, Ronaine,
Yes.
are those guys gonna give us any trouble?
They're going to make us pay it across the bridge.
That seems stupid because, we live across the bridge.
Yeah.
I'm kind of understanding now why we don't like these guys.
Yep, you'd be correct.
We could throw them off the bridge.
Yeah, I mean, we could. We could cause a confrontation here. I think the main reason we didn't was because Scatha didn't want trouble up here. But that is her wishes, not mine. I do not mind either way. There's also like the land in between, or going through Weathermount. Frankly, I stole a boat.
Well, why didn't you say so? We could just go get the boat.
So I'm not sure if they will be happy seeing me here.
Oh,
But-
you stole a boat from them.
Well, I stole a boat from Weathermount. So if we were to get back to
okay.
Weathermount to get across, I'm sure that might be an issue as well.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about the land. There's a little bit of swimming in a current, but as for what's on the land, I do not know.
So
Wait, you didn't steal a boat from anyone I know in Weathermount, though, right?
I'm not sure. I don't think so.
I'd be a little mad if you stole a boat
Well,
from like.
How about this? Let me
Fisherman
ask you,
Jones.
how many fishermen do you know off the top of your head?
Okay,
Right now?
I knew them kind of.
Mhm.
My mom knew them.
Yes, really well, it seems.
Uh-huh. There
Yep.
was
Don't
the
think
old
I did-
guy
Well,
with
I
the
did.
pipe.
Listen, I didn't ask. If I go up to people and I say, "Hey, do you know my friend Lou?" Okay, sure, great. And then I walk towards their boat, and then their boat is gone. I think it would kind of cause a little bit of an issue.
Well,
They communicate
yeah.
between the two, even though they despise each other. But
Okay, let's just. So these guards would recognize you, right?
hey, what if I
Huh?
did again.
Probably not.
Okay, just probably not. So
The guards
we
on the
can
bridge?
just
Not no.
we'll pay the toll for now. We
So it's
won't
a
cause trouble, and then later we will be back and we will throw them off the bridge and take their money
What?
and
No,
redistribute it to the poor.
No. What?
Why not?
That sounds good to me.
You guys are weird.
How? How's that weird?
Lou.
They're
You know-
taxing people for going home.
It's wrong.
Well,
Frankly, this is the reason we did it. So, fun fact, the desecrated acres is burned to shit, and there's nothing that can really grow here. And then we have the luxurious place of Trivel, Skevelgrain, Brimson, all of that folk, the government there, who knows that food has to be imported through. So they set up things like this on the bridge where you have to pay to get through and pay to leave. And how is that beneficial to anybody in a dire situation?
I don't know. I'm like 12. Don't ask me.
That's true.
I just
She
know
is
throwing
12.
people off
Fair
bridges
point.
not fun.
That's
I mean-
fine. I'm just kind of giving you some background so you understand why we want to throw them off the bridge.
Yeah,
You
you
changed
see,
Lou.
Layla.
I'm not
Well,
talking to Lou. I'm talking to Ronaine. You changed Lou.
you
I didn't change Lou. I found Lou like Lou, and now
No,
Lou is
I
apparently
found
getting
Lou
back to
like-
normal.
No. Normal was when he didn't throw people off of bridges on purpose.
It's not like I'm gonna kill them. I just want to throw them off the bridge. Well, it's not a tall bridge.
How many
It's
Okay,
government systems did you run into with Lou, may I ask?
that's a
Uh,
good. We ran into one friendly mayor,
Well, friendly.
one weird mayor, who was running his town decently.
We did
There
rob
you
him.
go. If this place was ran decently, I think we would have less issues.
I don't
Okay.
think I would have become a bandit if this place had decent governance.
Okay,
No, and
I
I certainly don't run around throwing people off of bridges for fun.
Exactly.
didn't really think you were being serious about the whole bandit thing. I thought that was just kind of like a funny haha.
Oh no, that is for real.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
Pretty sure.
You're
Huh.
talking
Remember
to
that
the,
much,
the
but-
bandit leader.
What?
Yeah, Lou
Lou?
ran our whole organization.
Okay.
No, really, Layla.
Matter of fact, he's the one that told me to start throwing people off the bridges, metaphorically.
Okay. Sure. All
I-
right.
I'm so excited to get to the desecrated acres.
Hey, Ronan,
Yes,
we told you about that time Lou wore a dress.
I believe you have mentioned it.
Oh, because that happened. So after seeing that, I don't really think I can or will believe he's a bandit leader.
I mean, if I put a mass murderer in a tutu, I'm glad to know your perception of the mass murderer.
Anytime.
Okay.
Let's, Layla, I think this will be a very illuminating trip for the both of us.
You know, Lou, I really hope not.
All right, let's
I'm
go
sorry,
across.
are we
and
talking
not-
to the fighter who was hesitant to kill a manticore because it cared about their feelings and is now down for
Okay,
killing?
you didn't tell Ronan about that.
You did
Ronan,
what?
Well, Lou didn't want to kill the manticore because it was like a sentient creature that could be reasoned with.
It was a monstrosity. You know those kill people, right?
All right, but it was
That's what we said.
no, but it was trying. It wanted to make a deal, though. I just think it's kind of
These guys want to make a
was
deal too.
chased out of its home.
It tried to kill me, but
It had a
instead
home.
it took my
Okay.
armor.
Did try to kill you.
Like a bandit, right, Pugnat?
That's what I'm talking about. And these paladins are no different. they pry on people that can't really do anything.
And I'm all for killing people, just not manticores.
No.
I think Renee kind of looks at Layla like a "Do you see what I'm talking about?" kind of
I'm
glare.
sorry, what isn't this the same fighter that was hesitant to kill the werefolk in the mountain?
The were rats, those
The what?
I did not want to deal with were rats scurrying up my leg.
Well, hopefully we don't run into the lycanthropes we have around here either.
Hold on. No, take several steps back. What lycanthropes do we have around here?
Well, I mean, it's a well-known disease here. I'm guessing it's elsewhere as well, but yeah. I have a few in the desecrated acres, and I've heard of stories around, well, Brimson, Shrivel, the deserted wilds. So there are not a lot of stories leave the deserted wilds, but it's like it's an ordeal. Especially
Interesting.
recently, it was one of those things where it used to kind of be a conscientious thing where if you had it, you kind of did your best to restrain yourself on full moons and be nice to people. But there have been a few cases around recently of people getting infected or being killed or attacked, etc. I'm actually shocked we haven't run into anything like that recently, but it could be under wraps currently.
That is something we will address later.
Sure, yeah, I guess I can track down some leads if that's something we want to put a bounty out for.
Yeah, like I don't want to just kill them if it's like a psychological thing, you know.
I think it's quite physical as well, if you ask
Well,
me.
yeah. I don't want to like kill people that have no control over it, but it might be good to try to get a handle on these things, especially if the
Well,
government's not doing much to help.
Yeah, it's something we might have to look into. Lycanthropy, it does kind of change the person. I'm not sure that. I guess it's more of a moral debate if the person that was there is still there or not. But curing it can be quite the hassle, and the person is not the same until then. It's something you have to be careful about when fighting them too. You can contract it yourself.
Yeah. Well, we will try to avoid them for now, especially when we have 3 bard.
What?
You know, alternative idea, since you mentioned having 3 bards, and I'm just pointing at them all, we could have them try to get us through.
What? You mean have the charismatic ones be charismatic? That doesn't sound like.
I wouldn't say
I mean, I think we'll
charismatic.
get through fine. Like we'll pay the bounty just this once.
Wait, how expensive is it?
Guessing it kind of varies depending on reason. But I don't know if it's more or less expensive depending on what you're doing.
And surely it can't be that expensive for just going home.
Well, if I had to make a guess, I think the most expensive thing would be those trying to sell things.
We're going to buy stuff. That's our reason.
Interesting. We can see how that goes, sure.
Or
I don't know how big the exports are, but yeah.
Wait.
They don't really exist.
Yeah.
I say we get Pugnat to go first. Tell us what the cheapest option is through message. Yeah.
I don't like us using my magic
We-
for such mundane purposes.
Hey,
He
Pugnat,
does
you
not
promised
say that.
you said I could use message once a day.
Well, I
Did-
can. I'm just what do I do when they tell me that I owe them money?
You pay them. You go in, you use your best judgment for what you say it is, and then you say, hey, what's the other prices? I'm a little curious how things work around here.
We
And then when
are
they tell you,
broke.
Have we made any money recently?
We have money. We have money, guys.
You have money.
I
I can
guess
pay the
I
toll.
just it's one of those things where like I can because it's something that's needed, but like I was saving up for a shop still.
Oh yeah. Hey Lou, can you
Pay everyone's way. Yes, I can.
I'm going to look
thanks, buddy.
over at Arias, since you are got somehow into a high position enough to just calmly walk the walls of the inner sanctum of judgment. What can we say to get past them without paying an absurd amount of price, or is there a free option?
We could say we were religious missionaries.
We could say
We
we're
could say we'll kill them.
No,
we're tax collecting.
they charge you for that as well.
For missionaries?
We could say we're their bosses coming for routines.
Well, if you in the grand scheme of things,
Listen,
uh,
religion ain't cheap.
religion is just kind of selling a new flavor of merchandise.
You, man, you've got
Let's say-
some. You're kind of messed up. But
Well, we could say we're from Trivel, but they run this. They would know well if they were missionaries coming from there or not, most likely.
Well, we could say that we're visiting our sick granny.
That's a dirty lie, Lou. I can't
It's
do
All of us are visiting our sick nanny, the same
Wait,
nanny.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to point at you and me and
She
say
was a
the
bard.
same. So she got
Yes,
around.
She got around,
Chubby
yeah.
bearded friend. Since
Yeah.
we're
I
all
like-
elves, I guess Maladin technically could. He's sick himself.
He's got a skin condition.
I like
He's
I
a
like
donkey.
Again, I don't know
like
how they
the
would like us
insult.
bringing a sick person to see us.
I like the
grandmother.
insult we just gave to half the party, by the way, Callie.
Yeah.
What?
Nothing.
Yeah, I know. About, oh, Granny was a bard. She got around.
Look, I'm not saying Layla's happy with it. I'm saying it was funny.
All right. How about we say we're visiting Layla's sick granny, and we are her escort because she's.
Don't give her an
I-
important position so she can brag about the imaginary.
Well, let me
important
ask you
position.
this: do you want the good news or the bad news?
She's probably dead.
Let's get the good news.
We'll be charged for visiting an
Uh,
old grandmother.
It could work. Yeah, I think it's a good plan.
What's the bad news?
But
Oh, right, the bad news. If we're bringing goods in, such as potions or anything else to cure her, they do kind of charge for that.
Oh well, we'll just say we're just visiting her on
on her deathbed.
No,
her.
Guys,
Exactly.
she's an elf. She would be healthy if she wasn't already dead, probably.
Okay, so we're
Mm,
going to our
desecrated
grandmother's
acres?
funeral.
Ooh,
Yeah, Layla, check yourself. Check your privilege.
Oh my
like a dead grandmother.
Yeah, you elf.
Okay. It's your human grandmother.
I just realized this is a majority elf party. I don't know how
Yes.
welcome the Githyanki feels, you elves.
Oh,
We don't
don't
have
worry.
fingers here.
Probably
got
just,
Pugnat.
they'll probably think you're just sick. I mean, we don't have many individuals like you running around here.
What do you mean, like you?
You know exactly.
What do you mean
I
by
mean
that?
you.
Oh wait, pause before we get hate crimed. Hey, Dad, is my grandma alive? Either one of them.
Right. Hey, Leon, are our
Oh my god.
parents?
No,
He's such a bad son.
I
Uh,
love that.
No, she died 100 years ago, you schmuck.
Leon speaks up and he's like, "Oh gods, no, they've been gone from my recollection." And they're not returning the sendings I used to do, but it's one of the two.
Maybe they don't like you.
they're not
Sorry.
answering my
That was
calls.
an inside thought.
Hey,
Maybe not.
Rodaine.
Maybe they don't like the two sons who left home to travel the world and sing.
Hey, that's cool though. That's a cool thing to do.
They were doctors.
Hey, Rodaine, we should try to find your grandparents.
They wanted us to go to college.
Hey, Lulu, maybe we should find anyone I'm blood related to.
Exactly. Lou is no, just doesn't
Lou
care.
in the top
Just
left of
completely-
Lou in the top left of his HUD sees Ronaine will remember that
yeah.
with like a negative-ish
Yeah.
symbol beside it.
Lou's just thinking like up in his head. It's like life is like a hurricane. Like he's like, yeah, we can find your grandparents if your parents are dead, Ronaine. That's a great idea.
Yeah, meanwhile Ronaine's like, right, I don't know anyone I'm blood related to
Yep.
because I was dropped off in the middle of a place with no food.
Yep,
Oh
dropped off in the middle
no!
of burned, sacked wood.
And
The
Lou, why don't
horror.
we just go visit your grandma?
Here's the thing. My grandma lives kind of a long ways away.
And you think mine wouldn't?
I don't know. We can lie though.
Good
Okay, let's go
question.
and talk to
I
them.
don't personally think Lou would know their grandmother, but
No, I don't think he knows her.
okay.
I think he knows where she might live though.
Okay.
Like he might know where his mom came from.
Yeah, okay. Sounds good. Yeah.
Or at the very least he knows that that his mom came from a place that is not here.
Yeah. Okay, sounds good. So what is the plan?
The plan is to go say that we're here to visit relatives.
Okay. So as you guys kind of approach, you see what seems to be 4 guards. And while one is kind of manning the station and talking to individuals and getting the gold, counting it, and then putting it in the box, the other 3 seem to be having almost like a sitting at a coffee table with donut conversation, kind of like, yeah, I'm stationed here, but the wife's at home, kind of
Yeah.
conversation. And as you approach the one at the box, he chimes in and he's like, yeah, I saw her there last night. Hardy har. Then he turns to you and says, yeah, state your business.
Okay, I guess I will. Me with my high charisma.
Well, one of you
I-
certainly has to, yes.
We're here to visit relatives.
Right. So just visiting?
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. How long will you be in the Desecrated Acres?
Oh, I'd say a week or so. Yeah, I mean, you know how aunts are.
Sure don't. 7 gold per person, please.
How many people do we have again? Oh my gosh.
A lot.
7 total.
Party for sure.
So 7 times 7. I didn't go to school to learn the timetables.
Oh my gosh. This is a racket.
hmm
No, I'm mad. How can you let me throw him off the bridge? That's 49 gold.
You offered.
Oh gosh. Yeah, I will pay the 49 gold. And you can see the little text box. Lou will remember that.
Okay.
Like, all right. Yep. He's not gonna say anything.
So do you hand him it just like in a pouch, or do you count it out? Just
Oh,
curious.
Lou is going to take his time counting it out.
Okay.
A
Sounds good.
line starts to form behind us.
Yeah, there was already a line, but yes. You see him get a little impatient, but he doesn't say anything. And as he makes
Good.
sure that like, every single goal that you drop and kind of count out is correct, he kind of just gives like a gesturely wave, just like, okay, go ahead.
Yeah, Lou's gonna go and just
Sounds good.
not gonna
See you
say
later.
anything.
Take care, toodaloo. And you kind of get
Yeah.
to pass through. So, as you guys enter the desecrated acres, and I think we might cut it a couple minutes short if that's okay with everybody else, just because there's a lot to do here.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah.
And like, I'll kind of need a direction from you guys. If you guys are going directly to Scotha, that's perfectly fine, but we'll get there when we get there. As you guys approach, you see that the bridge you are crossing is probably the nicest feature of the desecrated acres. What was green, relatively decent grass that grows everywhere quickly turns to ashen dirt and crispy grass. The smell of just stale air looms over as there's nothing really producing oxygen in the area, but it kind of takes your breath away. Very thin, and I almost imagine like Florida or California, where it's like very hot and humid, and the air is just like thick and full of smog. But that's just me. Um, you see tons of destroyed buildings that seem to be almost elven in nature, uh, and more or less gothic, and all the trees seem to be actively dying, been dead a long time, or are currently rotting away. You see a decent amount of people for it being desecrated, so to speak, uh, doing their jobs and everything else. And I'm trying to think of anything else important. I guess I'll ask, like, what would you guys be paying attention to as you guys enter?
Lou's just paying attention to the devastation. I don't think he remembers this.
Yeah.
Layla's making sure none of the bards are getting out of this. She's making sure they're on track and that there are no weird fish around.
Okay, they're following. Weird fish. I mean, yeah, you see fish, especially as you're crossing the bridge. You see a good amount of dead fish just kind of floating around the bridge.
Like the weird ones?
Yes, yeah.
Oh. Okay, well, I'll keep that to myself. No reason for the party to be alarmed.
Okay. Um. Okay. Yeah. The devastation is real. And you see that a lot of the merchants that are crossing are setting up at the bridge itself, not really entering, so to speak. And you see very few people actually going to the merchants to actually buy anything, as the prices themselves, while they seem frequent, uh, pretty reasonable just looking at them or hearing the chatter amongst them, it still seems like not a lot of people are able to afford it. Um, One thing of note is, while they do not look identical to Ronane's wound, several of them, just looking through the cloth of their shirt, seem to have gray or darkened marks, and some of their veins seem to be blackened, but you don't necessarily know why. And there are wounds on their hand that don't seem to be healing. It's not a super common occurrence, but you do notice that there is about 10% of the said population that you're seeing that has these.
Left-handed people.
Huh?
Sorry.
Yeah.
10% of the
yeah.
population.
Yeah. And kind of walking through town, you notice that. You do see armed guards in clothing, but it's nothing like a set uniform or anything. You just see people armed. They're keeping the peace. And you see a couple that of people that seem to be getting in an argument seem to shout at each other that they're meeting in the west, uh, to sort things out. But the town itself seems very gruff. Just people trying to make it through and live, doing their jobs or whatever to keep the town running, although it doesn't seem to be going well. And there seems to be some form of militia here keeping track of things. One thing I will go ahead and note as well is while in the desecrated acres, we will be tracking rations unless you guys find a way to feed yourselves.
I like how we
Oh,
weren't tracking
boy.
rations for the 7 days we were walking over here.
Don't worry about those.
Okay.
It's one of those things where we haven't been keeping track of it up to this point for a reason because I don't necessarily like keeping track of it for day to day. But since Desecrated Acres and is known for not having food and everything else, it's gonna kind of be a struggle.
I like that. That's very interesting.
Yeah, it's that way by design. I try to.
Yeah.
If you guys haven't picked up on it, I try to do kind of quirky little things with areas to make.
No,
them
I
more
like that. It's
memorable.
like status conditions.
Yes, yeah, exactly. For instance, I've done it before. I just can't remember where. But just having like quirky little things to make this a little bit more fun and not I stare at my piece of paper and punch things in the face.
Yeah. Well, I think
Plus, it tells the story.
we maybe have enough time this session for a Lou awkward pep talk.
No way. Please.
Maladin is
Okey-dokey,
going to
that's fine by
actively
me.
walk away.
Hey, Layla.
Don't do this.
Don't do this.
Don't do this to me. Not on my birthday. Layla, I think he's like stepping Layla to the side. You're gonna be all right with everything that's been. I just want a status check. You've been through a lot.
Mm-hmm. Lou,
Yeah?
are you projected?
What do you mean?
Because like you're kind of back in the place and you're probably feeling really sad that you don't remember any of your childhood memories.
I mean, I remember childhood memories. I just don't remember my teen years, which are probably awkward and weird anyways.
Good thing you grew out of that.
Yeah, and I remember my like entire adulthood and my best friend, but that's all right.
Renee just looks over and is like, mm-hmm.
That's
My
this
aunt
is
will
my
remember
pep talk.
that.
No.
This is my pep talk.
Yeah, yeah, really, 100% Lou right now.
Let's bring a manticore over, see what happens.
It's okay though. I'm confident. See, we're already talking like the old days of the people on the bridge and overthrowing governments. Making
Right,
sure
we're
everyone's okay.
You guys are hijacking my pep talk.
we're getting back to normal. Like overthrowing government and killing people.
I changed my mind. I'm bad. I'm so bad. I'm depressed. Even.
Layla,
Mm-hmm.
listen,
Sometimes you
I'll
gotta
be
kill a
so
few
honest.
guards.
The Lou you know is probably not the actual Lou. I'm probably not the guy you've been getting to know for the past month or so.
Well, neither's my father, so at least there's consistency.
Yeah, but Maladin's the same.
Orias lets out a sigh.
Maladin lets out a sigh.
And hey, sometimes people change because they lose all their memories, and then they get their memories back, and then they're better sometimes.
It kind of sounds like you were a worse person before.
I don't know. But this wasn't supposed to be about me.
Okay.
Just chin up, kid. He's gonna walk away.
Like usual, Layla feels worse now.
I think Renee will look to you, Layla, as Lou is walking away, and he says,
He's
"For what it's
mine
worth,
now.
we really." No, he says, "For what it's worth, we really weren't all that bad if you ever want to know anything about what we used to do or who Lou was, let me know. I'm sure there's some things I can help out with there.
Okay. Yeah.
No.
Now, please.
I think
yeah,
Lou's
okay.
like, wait, no,
Shut up,
I
Lou.
want
This is
to.
my
I
pep
want to
talk.
know. No, I want to know.
No.
Okay. Well, what would you like to know? I guess.
Oh. Did he ever flirt with any orcs?
It was one time.
He tried.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Now
I'll admit that's not something we necessarily discussed quite a bit. We had other things to worry about. I think Lou has tried to before, and I don't think it necessarily went the way he wanted it to.
hmm
It's hard to read whether or not Lou is trying to do something or not.
that's fair. Okay. Second question. Has he ever been on a date?
That I'm not 100% sure of.
Okay. Okay.
No, hold on. I have a question.
No, shut up. It's my pep talk.
My life.
Well,
You have walked away, I will say.
No,
but-
no, I think he kind of
Maybe-
half walked. He didn't leave the group.
Okay, all right. We can
Okay.
continue, I guess.
okay, Lou, tell me the question and I'll ask it for you.
I really think it's a more private question.
Well, then you shouldn't ask it during my pep talk.
Oh, just go ahead.
Okay. Hey, Ronan, has he ever been bad at taking shots? In any sense of the word.
I don't like the way that's worded.
I'm confused.
Well, like arrows, vodka, dating.
Back.
Well, dating, I would say bad because I've never really seen him do well with flirting or dating or anything like that.
But he tries and we're so proud of him.
I think.
Don't.
I don't know. Shots no. He used to be rather terrible with his alcohol.
Oh.
I think I mentioned it. I've had to punch a few people over it. In fact,
Yeah.
archery he's always been decent with. Meanwhile, taking blows, I haven't really given him much of an opportunity. I have seen him take a few, however. One being a ballista. We thought that was going to take him out, but it didn't.
Huh?
Yeah. Which scar
Oh,
did he get from that
We've
one?
seen him
Oh,
take that one
what?
too.
Oh yeah,
You
you have
wanna-
a very large scar across your chest.
It came from a ballista.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
A
l-
ballista.
I like how you say that as if you didn't take another one in our first adventure.
No, that was a little ballista. That was a little gnome ballista.
Oh, we didn't tell
Oh, if you
Ronan
want to
about
look at
You
the
mean? I think
size of
Lou's
Melissa and go, I mean,
Lou's gonna like lift his shirt up a little bit and look at that thing and look
well,
back
you're
at
wearing,
them.
so you're wearing leather armor, so it's a little bit difficult. But
Okay,
you kind
good.
of pull up the edge of your shirt, kind of above the hip bone on the left-hand side of your body. You do see the beginning of a rather gnarly looking scar. You also see a couple of stitch patterns from being sewed back up.
When did? Holy crap! I almost died.
several times, probably.
Yeah, similar story to the meatball incident. You were well, we were trying to help out a town, and it was pretty guarded actually. I think that was closer to the desecrated acres if I remember correctly. There's a couple outposts over there that it's really an outlaw-ish land. and we just kind of helped it be more outlawish. But we can't necessarily.
Uh-huh.
You
Did you
cut
guys hear
out.
me or no?
No.
Oh, did I really?
Yeah.
Yeah, just a little bit. Just so, like, we helped it be more outlawish.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, DM. Well, tabletop crashed.
I think he might have lost his
I
Wi-Fi.
actually don't know when this happened because I was looking at artwork while keeping an ear in.
It wasn't long ago because I've had stream.
Yeah. So he finally went gone.
Well, sorry, Lou. More
I-
questions about your past.
I told you
I
we would
just-
know when he dropped when my game crashed.
No, I had one more question.
We'll find out next time on The Adventures of Icespire Peak or whatever it's actually called.
Is it still called that? Because
This is the Adventures of Gelvindare.
I need to swap it, but I actually need to go back and figure out which episode it was when we.
Oh
swapped
my
over.
gosh.
Oh, wait.
It's the
what-
Gelvindare Queen.
Okay, but what's our group name? Because like we have different arcs in different places, sure. But what's our group?
Gelvindare Gals.
No, actually, that's really funny. Let me reconsider. Like
No.
like the Golden Girls.
No.
Alright, Zach said computer is not having fun, so we will call it there. I'll start next session with the details.
Oh.
We still need. See, Gelvindare would work, except Maladin's not from here.
Yeah. The Gelvindare Gals and the Space Odyssey are
I don't want to go back.
the Space Undeseer.
Boo.
Alright.
His
How about-
Discord is still here, by the way.
Gooey Louie and the
No, no,
Not Gooey
immediately
Louie.
no.
What's
No.
wrong with Gooey Louie? That's a
What else
cat's
you
name.
got?
Fun
Come on.
fact, there's a cat that Kate knows that's named Gooey Louie.
I think I know about that actually.
Yeah,
But
it's a good
no,
cat.
come on, you're the creative one. Give us a name.
Okay, the
3 bards, 3 fighters, and a cleric.
I was thinking the Elven
Let's walk into
Abominations.
the bar.
okay, how about instead of Foo Fighters, it's like
Yes.
Flute Fighters.
Wait,
Put on the
Flute fighters. Wait. What are the flute fighters?
Like, you know, what's yeah, Flute
I'm
Fighters.
actually beating my head against my desk.
What?
Okay. I think I'm gonna actually end the stream, and you can figure it out
No!
off stream.
Okay, we're gonna be the Flute Fighters. I don't know how we're gonna make Cleric fit in.
Well, he really likes music.
Holy,
Nope,
one thing like Holy Diver, but like
nope.
Holy.
Thank you for stopping by. Thanks for sticking around. Hopefully you all enjoyed, and we will see you guys in the next session. Good night, everybody.